Hello friends, welcome back to another session. From today, I'm going to create series of videos on developing basic e-commerce portal using Angular, .NET 5.0 and SQL Server 2019. Microsoft recently launched .NET 5.0 framework, hence thought to use in our application to get hands-on experience. Let's start. Let's open a terminal. This time I'm using Windows terminal as I have some issues in recording in Mac and bringing into Windows platform and editing, and also I thought to create the videos in Windows itself, but still we use Visual Studio Code and Docker. So let's start, and we'll be using Microsoft Terminal, where Microsoft has recently launched, and we can experience how it is. Let's start. So I'll go to my folder. Okay, we need to create a solution folder. We'll name it as my portal. We go inside to that, and the beauty of this terminal is it works both ls and dir. That is, we can use command prompt syntaxes or commands, and we can use Mac or Linux also, so it supports both. That's the beauty of the Windows terminal. Now we have the solution directory. Now we have to create an application. So first we need an application for the UI. For that we'll use .NET new Angular. Angular is a template which we'll be using in our application. So I will name this as my port. There's a keyboard change, so obviously we have typos from Mac to Windows. Main. Okay, let me hit enter. It successfully created and it restored successfully. Let's wait for the, yeah, it's done. So let me go back to this inside the our application what we created. We'll just run this to verify quickly whether it is working properly or not. So execute the command .NET run. Yeah, for this Node.js is required. So as I said, I'm first time using this system for the videos, so obviously most of the tools are not there. So I installed many of them, but I think Node is missing. So let's quickly download it and install that. Any latest version would do. If you don't have, probably you can go to Google it, Node.js download for Windows and install of Mac accordingly based on your platform. You can select and then install this. Let it complete. It's completed and the window open up for the installation. Just click on next and it should be complete. That's done and we are good. Now go and run the command again. I think we may have to restart the terminal to effect that. Let's close it and open it back. we see an error. I noticed this error when I was trying it, so if you run the next time it will go away. Let's see this time. If you don't want to see this error, go to client tab and run npm install. That should avoid this error. Looks for the first time, even I noticed couple of times, for the first time it fails it. For the next time when you run it will be success. Okay, quickly verify it whether it's successfully running it or not. Local host, anyone we can open. Just open 5000. Obviously relax to 5001. Yeah, this is Angular. Yep, this is Angular applications. This is Angular. This is based on Angular. You can see that's it. The application is running. Now just let's close and create the other uh, projects what we needed. So come back, come out of this. Now we have Angular application. So since as I said, we are going to create a e-commerce portal. That means the main whatever we created, it is going to be end user consumable. The one we also needed a the backend part, like for example, taken a Flipkart, we see products, but how do the products add? So there are many ways of doing that. One is we can create in the same portal the admin section also, or we can have a separate portal for the admin section where maintainability will be easy if we have as a separate application. So we need a separate portal for admin section. So what we do is .NET New, we are going to use the MVC template and name is my dash portal dash admin. This is a plain .NET Core application. They should quickly execute and we should not see any error. Let's see .NET run. Yep, we are not seeing any error because npm is not there for MVC application. Localhost, hit enter, it's done. See, we can see the admin portal running it. Right, we are good with this. The next, so we can get out of this and see what are the applications we have created. We created admin application and main application. So we also need a context. A context is nothing but, I think everybody knows, where we have entities as which converts them into a tables in the SQL Server. So that context we can create in main portal, but how about in admin? So since we have to use the context in both the applications, so we'll create as separate. So what do we select the template? Class lib is the one. I'll just show it. I'll just click on. You can have .NET New and don't give anything. It will list out all the template names what we have. So we are going to create this class lib. This is the library which we are going to create. Okay. So I think I'll show the other ones what we created just now. So yeah, if you see the first one, I selected the Angular, which is the .NET Core with Angular. The other one we selected MVC. This is the one. This is the template name what we used in the for the two projects. First project is for Angular. The second project is MVC. The third one we are creating that is for class lib and give the name for this my portal dot context. Yep. This we don't have to run because this is a class library. We will not have any files except a default file called class.1css. We can open this code.cs. Yes, you can see these are the things we have created. In context, as I said, we only have class1.cs. Right now we have all the portals or applications what is required. We will also need to create a solution file where it is useful to restore or maintain, or if any, apart from we are using Visual Studio Code, but if any person wants to use Visual Studio 2019 or anything, it's purely works on based on solution file. So for that, we'll just create that .NET new SLN. You can see here itself, SLN is a template for the solution file, and obviously name. So my dash portal, hit enter. This is successfully created the solution file for us. I think there are two. Let me close one. I'll close it. See, you can see this my portal. Nothing is there. The basic information what you'll find in the solution file. Now we have the solution file. The next step is we have to add the project files to the .cs project file. So how do you do? If it is a Visual Studio 2019 or any other thing, we can right click and add it. But since it is Visual Studio Code through command prompt, this is the way we'll add it. So what we do is .NET SLN add. There are two ways. I'll just show both. One, I think not this one. This one, okay. I'll select admin. Okay, my portal. Yeah, hit enter. So this is successfully added to that. There is other way of doing. I mean, if currently we have only 3, we can add one after the other. What about if we have 10 applications or more than 10? So we cannot go to each and every, right? There is a other way of syntax for that. .NET SLN add, the syntax is going to be slash star dot CSPROJ. This is a project file we have to give, and just hint. I think I got it. So this syntax will work in Mac. So we are in Windows, so we have to give like this. If it is Windows terminal, let's see. Yep, cool. See, the beauty of this command is it will ignore if it is already added. So if you remember, we have added admin initially for the single project we added. So that's the reason it's ignored that, and the rest of the 2 projects it is added successfully, right? Good. Okay. Now we have the solution. Let's go to the project. Now we have the solution. You can see the same projects would have added. Yeah, it is good now. Now let's see the applications what we created. We created an admin application, we created a context, we created a main. Okay, let's create a DB context in, because that we need to use in both the applications. So let's write, and before that we need to add package, SQL Server package for the context. So let's go to NuGet, spell type, go here and search entity framework code.sql server. Search for this, and this is the one. Copy this, come to over here. We need in context, so go there, paste it, hit enter. This will install the package which is required for us, and it will also update our .cs project file. Let's wait to complete. Yep, it is successful, and you can check the same, it is successfully added this, right? Now let's add the class file. I'll name it as portal context db context. It has to inherit from there the base class. It's already there because this is with the .NET 5.0. Earlier we have to install both .NET Core and SQL Server. Now if you install SQL Server, the automatically framework also will get for us, right? Okay, and generate the constructor and change the constructor. Just make this update, save it. We should go that error, it is gone. Now we'll create another class for user, okay, and give this id, name, address, city, state, type. The reason for type is it the customer or internal user? There are many ways of doing it, but I'm just taking a simple approach. My main objective is to learn the beginners and understand the concepts. Mobile, password. Yep, these are the ones, and we need one more thing. We need to define the string length. Otherwise, what will happen is SQL Server will consider it as a max length, and it will give you a max length for each column. Okay, 64 is good enough for the name. I just copy this. Address, make it 128. City 64 is good enough. State is good enough. Type is 16 is good enough. 256 good enough. 16. It would be good to give the string length as it creates exact data length in SQL Server. This probably, since I'll store plain text, probably we can have the hashed also. If we are going to use hash word, we can go for 512 based on the length of the character what you restrict. This is what, and we need a common entity also. For that common entity, bool, this will be active, created by sorry, created at modified by, paste this, So this need a system reference, so we have to add that. That's the reason it was throwing an error. Now we have this. So why do we need this? So another places, other entities also we might need. So wherever it is needed, we can just inherit that, so that when we are generating a schema, it will automatically create these columns in the tables. That's the reason. We need one another couple of entities, that is tables. We just create that category. I'm just creating only three, and my thought process is to add it as when required, as this gives us, we can check other approaches, how we can migrate the database, how we can add, change it, and also that's the reason I'm not going to create all the schema which is required for our application. I'll just create three for now and then start from there, and when we create as when it is required. Okay, so for me name is good enough, I don't need anything, and I will restrict the name also to 64 characters, and obviously I need the common columns also here, so just inherit that. And the last column for now, product int string name, let's take the same thing, 64 string SKU or product code, we can have anything. And also this table is also needed the common entity. We need one more, that is the category property, or category ID. And obviously we have to, what is this, category reference, so that the foreign key reference will add automatically when we generate the schema. Done. With this we have created the required entities, that is category, main is user and category, and then product and the common. The next step is we have to add this in our context class. So let's start that. db set user users. I'll just copy this to avoid typing. I'm lazy in typing. Category. This is the beauty of intelligence with SQL, with Microsoft. So now we have configured the entities also in our context class. The next step is to reference our project in our application. Since we are considering main is going to be our main application, so we will even include our migration and all everything in here, not in admin, right? So the first one is we have to add a reference application, that is group. So I will reference the project reference include, and you have to refer that context and queue this. So this will actually reference the in our main application. Just go to, this should work. Let's see, just restore once to affect the changes. Yes, it is restored. The next step is we have to add the connection settings here. So connections, connection string is the word, and db connection, and it is going to be our connection string. Localhost database my portal, link and anything, user id sa, password we will give it as abcd1234. That's what we also need. Here also we need the same SQL Server package. So what we do is we will go back to their main and add the same package here. Let it install. It is successfully installed because it's no need to download again because it will be cached. So that's reason it was pretty fast. You can see here it is successfully added that. And the next part is we have to add this information in our service file, in the service section, that is in our startup. So go over here, go to services, dot add db context, give the portal context here. I think this should have got, see, we got the reference because we added the reference, and you need to add, there is one thing I'll show, but let the error throw, then I'll show that. Option, that is the settings we have to do. We have to tell the op to use, see, we have to tell the application to use SQL Server. You go here, say this will have that. Now you need to pass the connection string here. How do we get connection string? Dot get connection string, and this is to be the same as what we have given in our app setting. Go here, give it, done. We have a connection, we have configured this. Next step is to generate the database. So to generate database, obviously we need SQL Server and Visual Studio, everything, and to connect. As I said, I will not be using Express Edition. So what I do use, so first we have to install SQL Server SSMS. You can Google it, click on first link and go here, download and install. As I already installed that, let me open that. You can, this is straightforward. Download that, click next, everything is next. That's it, nothing else. So I don't have any server running. I can click on connect. It will throw an error after some time after searching all the servers. So obviously nothing is there. Okay, next, as I said, so we need SQL Server. So what I do is I will search Docker SQL Server, this one, and search for the image what you are looking for. So we will use 2019. It's taking time. So see, nothing is running. That's the reason it thrown an error. Click OK. Go back to browser. Just refresh once. Still loading it. Let it wait. Let it load. Yep, it's loaded successfully. We'll use the latest SQL 20. Now copy this. Go back to terminal. Clear this. Paste here and enter. Already I pull this image, so that's the reason it is pretty fast. It didn't take time. Generally, if it is the first time running it takes some time based on your bandwidth. If it is high fast, approximately it will take 3 to 5 minutes if it is good network. Otherwise it takes more time based on your bandwidth. So it is successfully downloaded the image. The next step is we have to run the image. So since it is 19, okay, I'll copy this, open the notepad. We have to change this, that one, we have to change align to our image. So this is 19 and everything remains same, just change the password. So what we have given in our connection string abcd at 1234, I believe that is the one we have given. Let me check one more time. abcd 1234, yeah, correct, this is what we have given. Done. Just copy this, go back to terminal, paste it, hit enter, done. When you see this, that means it is successfully running it. So how do you verify it is running or not? Go to SQL Studio, SSMS, go to SCA, you know, and the password same abcd at 1234, connect. See, it's connected. Now it is working to Docker. Done. We have successfully. The next step is we have to create the database using code first approach. So go to the application where we want to generate the scripts, that is main. We have reference or this. Next step is we need to execute this command to first generate the scripts. So if you see here, we don't have any migration folder. After successfully executing this, we will see a folder for here. So .NET EF migrations, add initial script. Name can be anything, you can give anything. Just hit enter and I think it should fail. It should fail. The reason is from .NET 5.0, the .NET EF will not include by default. We have to install this separately. Let me type the command now. That is .NET tool install .NET-EF. Hit enter. There is some syntax error. Yeah, I need to give the global. Wait for it. Yep, it successfully installed the tool what is required for us. Next is we have to type the same command, that is .NET EF migrations, add, name can be anything, initial script, and hit enter. If it all is good, it will generate, otherwise throw an error. I think it should throw one error, I feel. Let's see. Can I see this? We don't have this design. This is required for us to generate the SQL script and create the designer files for us. So just go there, .NET add package, and paste this, hit enter. It should install this package for us. I just want to show errors as we learn by making errors. This way we will not forget what the steps we have to do in our upcoming projects if we create anything. That is my main intention of this. Otherwise I would have told initially itself I have to add this and all. I don't want to do this. We will learn by mistakes. It's installed. How do you know whether it is installed or not? Go back here and you can see the design is here. Okay, again run the thing. It should fail again. There is one thing we have to add in startup file. Let's see. Okay, now it looks in, yeah, this syntax we have to give in our startup file to identify the project for creating this. So just to copy this, go back to startup, after connection string give a comma, paste it, save it, come back over here, execute the command again. Now it will success. Successfully we have created the migration files. So you can see here there is a new folder created and the new designer class file and the design cell script file. Everything you can see what we have given in our entity class as entity class files, that is in the context as a portal. We can see everything and you have a reference of everything and all, right? Yes, if you don't want, we can remove, simply run executing .NET EF migrations remove. Done. It's removed files. You can see it is deleted also. Since just we are open in Visual Studio, it's showing and it's showing it as a deleted. Okay, let's regenerate it. Done. Now we have all the files again snapshot and all. The next step is to we have to create the database now. What we follow? .NET EF database update. They should successfully create the database in SQL Server to the connection string what we provided here. If all this information is correct, it will create, otherwise it throws an error. We are done. That means the connection string is right and all the scripts are done. Let's quickly open SSMS and verify quickly. Refresh it. Yeah, it is successfully created the tables. Whatever we created, the entities, users, products and categories. Done. Friends, that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll see how to uh, add categories, products from the admin application. Now itself is already lengthy video, so I'll create another second part for this and we'll continue from there.